kidding. Frame Jose. The show just started.
Had a burp.
Well, welcome to F&W Game Club. This is part 2 for the week when we talk about some of the news that kind of matter to us, right?
Yep.
And but first we do topic of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And topic of the week is in honor of the BioShock Collection being announced to come out in September. It's just around the corner. I want to say it's September 13th, but I'm not sure about that. Mm-hmm. And Chris, Carmen, and I both have played lots of BioShock. I know that I love BioShock. Now, I didn't play a whole lot of the first two. I know a lot about them, but I didn't play a whole lot of them. I loved Infinite, which kind of puts me in a weird category because I know a lot of people didn't love Infinite as much as I do. But I loved Infinite.
That's the latest one that came out, right?
Yeah, that was the third one. Mm-hmm. And the DLC I also played for Infinite. And I thought the DLC was immaculate. It was really, really good. Yeah. Chris, I know you've played BioShock, and I know that it appeals to you in certain ways, but I never really never found out what you think about the BioShock trilogy. So
I love it. I absolutely love BioShock. I love the first two. I loved Infinite, and I love the storylines. I loved Infinite's weird time travel paradox storyline it's got going on. Try not to give too much away about it.
That's definitely a game you can ruin.
Yeah, I love to play. I felt like it feels nice. My only regret is that BioShock is as old as it is, and so it was a little bit limited by the technology of its time. I'd love to see a BioShock 4 with like a giant sprawling rapture that you can just explore and almost more sandbox type.
Yeah, I feel like BioShock Infinite was limited because I think it was pretty obvious that they wanted those what do you call it, those things that you'd hopped on to travel. You had like
I don't remember the rail things.
Yeah, the rails. It seemed pretty obvious to me that they wanted those rails to kind of be more than they were, to sort of be able to maybe explore a world with them. Yeah, but they couldn't. Right?
Yeah.
It was. I think they were limited by the technology they had. It's definitely a game that took them a long time to finish. So I think a lot of the design comes by the time it came out. There was things they could have done that they didn't. But that's because it took them 4 or 5 years to finish the game. Mm-hmm. So when they first started designing the game, those limitations were there. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of part of the problem with the BioShock Infinite, is that it definitely felt like a game that should have come out a couple, as far as mechanically and design-wise, it probably should have come out a couple of years before than it did. And then it would have been like an instant classic, I would say. Nice. But it came out a little bit too late for itself. And I think it lost some of the luster for some people. Because
Did it come out last generation systems?
Yeah, it came out... started in the last half of the PS3 and the Xbox 360 life.
Okay, yeah.
I remember I was going to graduate school, my second graduate program, so that had to have been like 2012, maybe 2013 at the latest.
Okay.
But I loved them. I've completely fell in love with the stories. Great, really well written stories. I think most people did love the stories, even of Infinite. Mm-hmm. A lot of people complain about Infinite's gameplay mechanics. They thought that it was a subpar first-person shooter, which you're right. If you're trying to compare it to like a Counter-Strike or even to a Call of Duty, it didn't quite have those mechanics. But I thought it had perfectly fine mechanics. I thought it was perfectly fun to run around and shoot things.
Okay. So as a person that's never played it like myself, would it be considered like an FPS then? So
it is a first-person shooter.
Okay.
But it's much more story-driven.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So kind of like Halo almost? Well, not really.
No. I mean, honestly, like I would say that the first appeal is the world you're in and the story. And I would say the second appeal is the first-person shooting. Whereas Halo, it's really the reverse, right? Yeah. With Halo, even if you love the story, we all know it's a first-person shooter first, right? Yeah. That's what it's about. Exactly. And then the story is something you get is the cream on that cake that you get to enjoy along the way. Whereas with BioShock, it really is one of your earlier examples of environmental storytelling, where you're like finding things, you're finding news clippings and videos, and it's kind of filling out this complex story for you.
Okay, so you kind of fill it in through the environment, I guess, or
the primary story. The primary story is absolutely told. Okay, but there's a whole nother 50% of further detail that you find environmentally.
Okay, nice, good to know.
Yeah, I loved it. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, I thought I was cutting you off for some reason. No. What are the chances of you picking up the collection when it comes out September 13th?
The HD collection? Or
the HD.
I'm gonna pick it up for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and a lot of friends have actually recommended the game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to definitely check it out. I know I'm kind of late to the game, but
Yeah.
it looks like a really good game, and I'm into FPS games. So yeah. I'll
A
check it out.
warning: the people who made the first game, which is BioShock, didn't make BioShock 2.
Okay.
They made BioShock and then the third game, BioShock Infinite.
Okay.
The second game was actually made by another developer. The publisher handed the game name over to somebody else to make the sequel, and that was not as much loved. Some people like it, but it wasn't. It didn't go down as like one of your great games.
Okay.
Although some people say, and I wouldn't know myself because I haven't played it, some people say that BioShock's 2 DLC is some of the best DLC there is.
Nice.
I don't know what that's about, so a little bit behind there, but definitely I would play BioShock 1 and BioShock Infinite, which is the third game, because that's the story by the original developer. Right?
Okay.
And BioShock 2 you can certainly play if you want, but
Yeah.
you're kind of playing something that's going in a different direction at that point
Okay.
than
Cool.
what the original developer had in mind.
All right. I'll check it out. Thank you.
Chris, you can be picking up the HD collection?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a BioShock fan. My wife likes BioShock, so
Yeah, I mean, not only am I going to pick up the BioShock collection, I'm going to force it upon your brother, Josh Carmen. So
Nice.
this is totally going to happen. Sorry, Josh.
Yep.
Moving
the casual
on
gamer.
with the news. Yeah, filthy casual gamer. Moving on with the news. I guess, according to GameRant.com, The Last of Us 2, which is an awesome game, Last of Us. Did you ever play that?
Yeah, I did.
By Naughty Dog on the
Mhm.
PlayStation 3, and then it got a remake or a
For the
remaster
PS4.
on the PS4?
Yeah. It's a great game.
So according to GameRant, Last of Us 2 was accidentally confirmed by Naughty Dog,
Really?
which
Nice.
makes me so happy, so happy. So I guess according to this, a few months ago, renowned voice actor Nolan North, who totally is one of the voice actors in Last of Us, blatantly
also,
confirmed the continuation of the series in a Q&A panel. He's done that before. Either he just forgets or they don't tell him to shut up, because he always lets things out. And that's great news. But I guess Troy Baker denied it being in production. That's interesting. And Troy Baker is a far more important person. I'm just reading some of this now. But I guess according to GameRant, according to all the just information out there and all the leaks, that at this point they say it's safe to assume that The Last of Us 2 is an extremely early production. But considering the fact that game developers have broached the topic, we may hear more about the sequel to Naughty Dog's popular survival horror title in the coming months. So check back, blah, blah, blah. They want you to go there to GameRant, of course. Thank you, GameRant, for that news. But anyways, the voice actor's always outing the information before they're supposed to, right? They always do that. This leads us to, going from Last of Us to PlayStation, which is not a very big leap at all since it's a PlayStation series.
Yeah.
Two big pieces of news came out about PlayStation this week. First of all, I guess all of you ugly PC players can finally join. We may not be the master race, but we definitely have the more masterful exclusive games. And that's exactly what's happening, apparently, that the PlayStation streaming service, PlayStation Now, is going to be available, its whole library, on PC.
I don't know if it's the whole library. I think parts of it are going to be coming out, right?
Well, definitely, PS Now, I think maybe
PS3,
not the place,
right?
Yeah, for the PS3, but I think most of its library is.
Okay, yeah.
Is going to be just not the PS4. Is probably what's going to get reserved, because they want to keep the PS4 games, on the PS4.
That makes sense.
Selling
Sell
their
some
hardware
systems.
and all that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that is exciting news, especially for a person like me that never played the PS3.
Yeah.
I played Last of Us, but that was to do something through a friend, right?
Right.
But I never owned a PS3, so now that they're actually releasing that PS Now, I might actually get the subscription and try it out. I'm still kind of gonna see what it's like on the stream. I heard that you can still test it out to see if it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
But if it holds up really good, I think I am gonna try it out and play.
You're gonna
some of the
need good
games.
internet.
Yeah.
Good speeds, or it's gonna be a choppy experience.
Yeah.
We make fun because we have Jose who leans towards Xbox, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. They just happen to have games that I'm not as interested in. And I definitely lean towards Sony, and Chris leans towards not paying taxes and being libertarian.
I've got PC and Xbox,
Right.
and I was a PlayStationer till the discrete error debacle.
But all of us own all of them, right? I
Yeah.
own a PC. I play Steam games, so we do Game Club,
Yeah.
and I also own an Xbox. I play Xbox on occasion, but it is nice. I say all that to get to this point. Don't overlook what you could be getting through PS Now, you PC players. There are some excellent PS3 exclusive games.
What would you recommend, I guess, for someone like me that never played anything? What
Well,
kind of
certainly
games?
the Uncharted series is a good series. Beyond the games that were put out by Quantic Dream, especially the murder one, Heavy Rain. That
Okay.
one's it's older, but it's really, really good.
Nice.
Also, let's see what Last of Us. If you didn't get around to Last of Us, and that's gonna if the PS3 version is on.
I hope the
there.
expansion. I never played the expansion, so I want to try that out.
Right.
So that'll be
Left
cool.
Behind. No, that's the wrong game.
Yeah.
Also, the God of War series. If you like hack
Oh,
and
that's
slash
right, yeah.
games, if you like your Devil May Cries and your Bayonettas, God of War does that exceptionally.
Nice.
It's not quite as fast as your Bayonetta, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but it does scale better than almost any game I've ever seen. I mean, it's one of the few games when you're legitimately it's a video in the background, it's being rendered. You're legitimately battling like up to 20 to 50 guys on screen on the back of a giant monster named Gaia while she climbs Mount Olympus.
Nice.
It's incredible. It's an amazing
awesome,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, the scale is just great.
Mm-hmm.
So those are a few games. If I had a bit more time to think about it, I could probably come up with some even better ones.
Yeah, I mean, those games sound great.
Yeah, they're
for sure.
really fun games. So look out for PlayStation Now on
yeah.
your PC. I don't know if there's a date for that yet. It's probably going to be that was just a leak. I think it's going to get officially announced at the big PlayStation conference that's coming up in September.
Yeah,
I
but
don't have
along with the PS Neo or whatever.
Oh yeah, the Neo.
Hopefully.
Hopefully it gets a better name than that. But
Yeah.
anyway, but that's the good news. The bad news is they've announced that PlayStation Plus is going to the price is going to be raised by $10 in the USA, and it looks like by $20 in Canada.
Wow.
Now that's like the first time they've raised it since 2010. So
Mm-hmm.
and $60 just puts it at where Xbox is, right?
Yeah.
Games with Gold is $60 a month, is it not?
It is, yes.
Or $60 a year.
A year, yeah.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
year,
yeah.
not a month, a year.
Yeah. Sorry.
And
I should know that.
anybody who knows anything knows to wait for sales anyway, right?
Mhm.
For Americans during Black Friday and during the holiday season, you can get these services. You get the gift cards for a year-long service for $35. And
Yeah, I mean, sometimes even GameStop puts it out
right.
on sale. You can get like a year subscription for like $30 or $20 at times. I've
Yeah.
gotten that deal before.
So that's when you should be buying this anyway. So this
Yeah.
news really shouldn't bother you all that much.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about Xbox, but you could probably tell me whether this is true or not. But with PlayStation Plus, you can stack those years. So like when it comes out for $30 for a year, you can buy 4 of them
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
stack them up, and you have 4 years worth.
Yes, you could do that with the Xbox as well.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
totally what you should be doing anyway.
Yeah,
So that
definitely.
news is not. I mean, nobody wants to see prices go up, but that's the reality of inflation and economics. And Sony has to sustain itself for sure.
And games are getting better. Might cost a lot more money to make now. So I
Right.
think I say we support them.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big deal at all. Just buy it on sale. You'll be fine. Trust me, you're gonna be fine. I promise you.
Definitely.
On to Nintendo. The
Nice.
Nintendo NX, there's some leaks about some detachable controllers that will reportedly feature motion sensing and advanced vibration. Apparently, it's very comparable to what the Vive does by HTC, the Vive controllers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is it Vive or is it Vive? It's Vive, right?
Vive,
Yeah, Vive.
yeah.
I guess there's like it doesn't just rumble; it has like different modes and it does different things, so it contextually makes sense the way it feels.
Like it also adjusts the amount of rumbling that it does, right?
Yeah.
So each game developer can tweak it to give you a better experience with it. So
Right.
that'd be pretty cool.
And with the Nintendo NX, I guess the word on the street is they're going to phase out the Wiimotes,
Mm-hmm.
which on the one hand I'm a little unhappy about because I own so many freaking Wiimotes. On the other hand, they totally do need to phase some of this trash out because as a Wii, I owned a Wii and then I owned a Wii U, and to get the full Wii U experience, to play everything all the ways it could be played,
Yeah.
if you have 4 people in the room, that required 4 Wii remotes,
Mm-hmm.
4 of the
Attachments,
the
like
attachments,
nunchucks.
the nunchuck attachments. It required 4 of the Pro controllers.
Mm-hmm.
That's 12 devices.
Yeah.
None of them cheap.
Yeah.
That was what it required to have the full experience on the Wii U, and that is it just kept on adding up, and I was pretty displeased about that. So it's probably smart that they phase some of this trash out because they got to get back down to like a more simple, straightforward controlling mechanic.
Like a PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
They have one. But isn't the NX controllers going to have the motion control as well with them? Or is that not a...
Yeah, that's motion sensing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But and then apparently rumors say they attach to the sides of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I sure hope that screen is actually worth something because the Wii U screen might as well have been looking through a dirty mirror. Like, it's just so dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the news there. By the way, we got that Nintendo NX news from IGN.com. Thanks to them. We also are getting this next piece of news from IGN.com.
Nice.
So the one of the co-creators of the great show Rick and Morty. You ever see Rick and Morty?
No, I haven't.
You're missing out, son. Oh my gosh, Chris, have you seen Rick and Morty?
I have not.
Oh my gosh, I'm surrounded by imbeciles. I'm kidding, but
never watching it now.
Rick and Morty is so good. I believe there's 2 seasons out right now. 3rd season on the way. Excellent show. Very irreverent, right? You gotta be able. If you can watch Family Guy, you can watch Rick and Morty. If Family Guy bothers you, don't watch Rick and Morty. It's a lot worse.
Okay.
Anyway, one of the co-creators of Rick and Morty, along with the former Epic Games exec producer, are launching a new VR studio.
Nice.
That makes me very, very excited. I love both of those companies. I love the humor and the style that Rick and Morty brings.
Mm-hmm.
I love Epic Games. Right? They're
really
responsible for a number of amazing advancements in PC and Xbox gaming.
Exactly.
Not so much for the Sony side of things. I can't imagine they did much with Sony, but definitely for PC and Xbox.
I mean, they brought Gears of War. That was fun.
Yeah. And the name of their company, their VR games company, is going to be Squanchtendo. Love it.
Nice.
Are we still recording? Yeah. Okay, we're just upside down right now, or are we off screen?
Just lost video.
We lost video, but we're going to keep going. We'll just put some neat pics up instead of our beautiful faces.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people are going to miss seeing Jose's beautiful, beautiful bald head, but we'll be fine. Let's wrap this up with going over some of the releases that are just around the corner, and then you can tell us about a sale. Actually, why don't you give us the sale now, and then we'll finish with the releases.
Okay, cool. One of the sales the only sale that I picked up this week was a Humble Bundle sale. It's having a Capcom PlayStation bundle, and it has eight days as of Sunday, August 28th.
Okay.
And it has a lot of great games, in my opinion. If you pay $1 or more, you can get like Strider, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. It's an HD remix, and then Final Fight, which is a really cool game, old school. They also give you a Street Fighter 5 coupon, 45% off.
I mean, that's good, but at the same time, I love you, Humble Bundle, but I'm kind of getting weary with this whole coupon junk
thing. Yeah,
that's bothering me because I bought this exact bundle you're talking about because I saw Mega Man Legacy, and I did not notice that it was a coupon for Mega Man Legacy. That ticked me off quite a bit.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
And if you pay $12.30, you also get Street Fighter 2 HD Remix again, Lost Planet 3, Resident Evil HD. So that's like the original Resident Evil.
Is that Okami?
It is Okami HD. And then you also get Mega Man 9 and 10, and then a game called Remember Me.
Which nobody liked that. That scored like a 6 on 6.0 really? On IGN.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then if you pay $15 or more, you get 50% off coupon for the Mega Man Legacy Collection. That's like 1 through 5 or something like that?
I believe it's 1 through 6.
Okay.
But then it comes with like added sort of remix challenges.
Oh, okay.
That's probably the real draw of that game.
So it's a pretty good collection. Resident Evil 0.
And normal Resident Evil 1 and 0 in HD form on the PS4 and PS3.
Exactly, yeah. So just to clarify, these are for PS3 and PS4 games, so you might want to check that out before purchasing. And then Devil May Cry HD Collection, so if you're into that, I feel like these are really good games to grab if you get a chance.
All right, well, coming around the corner to wrap this up, next week, Attack on Titan comes out and God Eater 2 games I'm not going to be playing. Also, a re-release of Resident Evil 4. That's totally worth playing. Resident Evil 4 is a sick game. And for those who are big fans, World of Warcraft has a new drop coming, World of Warcraft Legion.
Yep. So when this podcast comes out, it's going to be...
that. What was the deal with that game?
Well, I mean, one of the news that I have that kind of stood out to me was that this is from PCGamesN.com. And one of the big things that's going to be changing is that add-ons are no longer going to be able to tell players where to stand, how to move, and stuff like that. Which, if you played World of Warcraft recently within the last 2 years or expansions, there was a lot of people that required this, like add-ons that told players where
Extra
to stand.
help?
Exactly. It kind of held your hand, like told you, okay, during this phase you got to stand here, or you got to do this as a healer or DPS or whatever. So it really wasn't a challenging game anymore. It was just more like you're kind of going through the motions.
It's becoming casual.
Exactly. And so now, according to this article, they're going to be taking that ability away for add-ons to tell players where to stand and stuff like that. So I think that's really good, because it will bring... When I used to raid back in Lich King and Burning Crusade, I really liked the fact that you work as a team and figure out, okay, where do we stand? What strategies do we use in a raid? And I think if that happens, it'll bring back a lot of that camaraderie and just, being able to accomplish it on your own is really fun. So yeah, I think that's a big, huge news for World of Warcraft, and it'll be dropping on August 30th. So yeah, it's going to be good.
Well, some other things to look out for to wrap this up. In September, early September, we have Batman, the Telltale series is coming out in physical release. It's already come out digital, but not physical. Yeah. BioShock Collection, September 13th. Like we said, totally pick that up if you're at all interested. We got an NHL game. We got a PES game. That's the professional soccer. I'm not sure what PES stands for, but it's a soccer game. I know that. Recore, an NBA game, NBA 2K17.
Okay.
And in mid-September, we'll stop here. Destiny, Rise of Iron. And I'm thinking we'll make that a topic of discussion. So I'd like for you, Jose, to be ready to have that discussion. I want you next week to sell me on Destiny.
I don't know if I could do that because
I played the beta and then I never played it again because it didn't capture my attention. I'm willing to give it a second try after all these years, but you've got to convince me to do it.
All right.
And with that, you can find us on Twitter at fandwgameclub. You can also shoot us an email at fandwgameclub@gmail.com. Send us game requests for us to play. Did our audio go out?
No, it's fine.
Okay, send us some game requests. Go ahead and send us comments on games we're playing right now, or anything you want. Just email us. We'd love to receive some emails. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. We could really use some subscribers at the moment. Jose cries himself to sleep at night because not enough people are subscribing.
Why?
You can find this guy at a ridiculous Twitter account. It's
at Bumfoot. It's BUMMFO0T.
Yeah, isn't that dumb? Yeah. You can find me at James YUILE. You can find Chris at Marion Ranch. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.